sleep paralysis, and I could see everything. I could see behind me, above me, below me, to the right, to the left, to the center, everything. I could see 360. And I also saw that there was a being. Hi, my name is Victor, and I just wanted to share a few OB-ish experiences I've had within the last 12 months, all thanks to Darius and his method. Now, I've been experiencing sleep paralysis for almost my entire life. It used to be so vivid and so scary that I dreaded every single episode of it. But that was until sometime in late 2023 when I first saw Darius in an interview on YouTube, on a channel called Love Covered Channel on YouTube. And I watched the interview and I was really blown away. So after scoring through all of Darius's interviews and content on YouTube, I decided that in February 2024, I would sign up for the AYAD method. Now, literally 2 weeks after signing up for the AYAD method, this happened. Now, but let me first of all set the scene. My wife gets to her office as early as 7 a.m. in the morning, and I often drop her off. So on this bright early morning in March in 2024, I remember driving back home after I dropped her off at the office. I clearly remember as on my way back home, I was listening to Darius's Nature of Reality class, the long version. Needless to say, I was pretty sleepy since I had gotten very little sleep the night before. So when I got home that morning, I work from home, so I laid on the rug in the guest room that doubles as my office while I continued listening to the Nature of Reality. But I was intensely sleepy, so I decided to turn it off and catch some sleep. Now, everything that happened next occurred all at the same time. I can't explain it, but now I understand when Darius says, or through Celeste, he says that time over there happens all at once. Because as soon as I fell asleep, as soon as my eyes shut, I was in sleep paralysis, and all of a sudden my soul eye opened. And how do I know my soul eye opened? Because I could see 360 degrees around me. I could see everything. I could see behind me, above me, below me, to the right, to the left, to the center, everything. I could see 360. And I also saw that there was a being just by my side, curiously observing me. What shocked me was that I wasn't scared. The vibe felt like I know this guy, even though I don't actually know him. And the being was patiently waiting for me as if he was saying, let's go, or something of that nature. And my attitude towards him was like, hey, what's up? Like how you say what's up when when you walk past your spouse or your best friend. But all this was happening at the same time. And I also noticed my soul was trying to leave through my right arm. Now my soul looked like a solid vapor. Now I understand when people who have had OB refer to their soul looking like the alien from the Predator movie when it's in its invisible mode. It feels like gel. So my soul was trying to come out, but so I could see it rising above my right arm, but it was held back by this incredibly strong magnetic field, almost like a super glue. So I turned back to the being because I was thinking, I'm trying to come out, but this dude right here is distracting me, and I stupidly commanded it to leave my presence, which it immediately did. And all communication was telepathic. So I turned again and looked at my soul. Now, understand all this was happening at the same time. So I turned back and looked at my soul again, trying to leave through my right arm, but the force field was just too strong, and then I woke up. But this time I woke up with a smile, thinking that, boy, this Darius is so right. This thing is so real. And I was so happy with that experience for about 48 hours. But after that, I think I just fell into fear and terror because I started thinking to myself, what the hell did I just witness? Unfortunately, I decided to shut it down because after 2 days, I fell into fear. What did I just see? So I decided to shut it down. I started to shut down anything that might lead me to sleep paralysis. And you know that I fall into sleep paralysis naturally. So I started taking a little bit of sleeping pill and a shot of whiskey or scotch to just help me fall asleep so I don't even have any sleep paralysis. I don't think I'm afraid of death, but whatever it is, I thought it may be later, but not now. However, I strongly believe that the other side wants to get my attention, so it didn't stop them from giving me more experiences. So experiences kept coming. And I've had a few, but I'll just mention this too. So sometime later, after my first experience, I was on a business trip to Ghana. And I was in the hotel, so after taking my sleeping pill and a little bit of scotch to help me fall asleep faster, I did fall asleep, and I don't know how long I was asleep for, but all I can remember is I woke up and I was in the sky, and I was flying straight deep into the ocean. Now, I was fearful for a second, but I thought maybe this is to help me get over my fear of the vastness of the deep blue sea. I don't know, something about the vastness of the deep blue sea that, scares me or used to scare me. So I thought that this was like maybe they're trying to help me face my fear. But whatever it was, I shrugged it off and I thought, okay, let's do this. Now, the vast body of water was so blue. I've never seen water so blue. And I also knew that there was somebody flying behind me, attached to me. I didn't see this person, but I knew there was somebody behind me, and I was totally okay with it. Like, maybe it's my guy, but I knew there was somebody there. I didn't care. It was like my best friend or something. But so as we're approaching the ocean with this incredible speed, imagine diving from a 70-story building. We went in through the water, and the next thing I remember coming out into another sky and landing in a location. So I took a short walk for about a few seconds, and that's all I remember. I woke up and I didn't make any sense of this until weeks later when I heard Darius talking about the firmament. And I was like, oh shit, that is what I saw.
As though a cloud of smoke with its own mind is just shooting through the sky. This is absolutely incredible.
Every corner, every facet of this room, there were these kind of like, I want to call them snow globes, but they're more like a dome, half a semicircle dome with like a foundation. And all over the room, there were multiple domes.
You ever see how sometimes if people take videos of the stars, right? And then you could sometimes see a hand covering the stars.
Oh.
Beings from the other side, similar to what you just did. So you touch inside the firmament because of water. Water's there, water's above our firmaments, right? Oh. And beings that walk on the other side, sometimes if you film, sometimes you could, you could see certain physical features, like a hand, a face. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. Especially sometimes you can see like the projection of something that looks like something on something. But yeah, I literally touched, which I probably shouldn't have, but I was like, no way. Like, still with my personality, my conscience, like, no way. And I looked and I saw a whole, like, trees, you name it, like everything was in there. And I was like, no way. So I touched it and it puddled like this, but I could feel that there was a different atmosphere inside. And I was like,
and I don't want to dilute the authenticity of this experience by calling it a lucid dream, as it felt so real. But however, on a scale of an OB, I would say it was about 70% conscious. You get what I mean? I've had few other experiences that are almost OB, too many to mention, but the last one I remember that I want to mention just happened about 2 weeks ago. This is 2025. Again, I was in my guest room, lying down on the rug. It was during the day, maybe around 3 or 4 p.m. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I wanted to catch a nap because I was a bit sleepy. And I went into sleep paralysis. But what happened this time really warmed my heart, because while I was deep in paralysis, I all of a sudden I could hear a joyful applause all around me. Now, my eyes were closed, I couldn't see anyone, but my soul ear was open, and I could hear many souls applauding me. It was like a celebratory room. I was still in paralysis, but my soul eyes were closed, but I could hear everything crystal clear. I couldn't believe that they were cheering me on. It was like they were saying, go ahead, Victor, you got this, you can do this, you're almost there. And I also felt my dad's energy, his spiritual signature. He died more than 10 years ago or so. But I felt him there, and he was cheering and applauding me alongside hundreds of other people. I felt like I was in this gathering room, and that's how it felt. It felt a bit rowdy, but people were just cheering. And then I woke up. And now I believe that souls on the other side are rejoicing when a soul on earth wakes up and sees what has been long to be shown to them. I can't say for sure why I haven't fully embraced the experience like having an OBE. There might be some fear, definitely there's some fear, but I do know that I'm getting a lot more confident than where I was last year when I had my first vivid experience. I do hope to allow myself to access what my soul needs to see, and I know I will. I've had similar experiences, but I'll stop here. I don't want to take so much time. I just wanted to say thank you, Darius, for stepping out and showing the world the truth of the other side and our true home. Sometimes I wonder what my life would have been like if I hadn't seen your video, and which showed me and continues to show many of us, especially those of us from a religious background, in showing us that sleep paralysis isn't a curse, but it's a gateway to a world of wonders. One final piece of advice I have for anyone longing to have an out-of-body experience is this. I sincerely believe that listening to testimonials from people who have successfully had the AYAD method, or listening to some of Darius's teachings just before you sleep helps you set the intention and can make the process faster. For me, I believe that I was listening intently to the nature of reality unknowingly, and that set up my almost OB experience to happen faster. And lastly, I want to encourage everyone to tell you that there's a vast crowd of souls applauding and rejoicing and can't wait to see you come out and witness the truth for yourself and everything that is in store for you. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.